The thing about this show is that, although it is just me, it's about my life, and so I try to people the stage with all the people in my family. I talk about my mum and dad and my grandparents and lots of friends and silly things that have happened about my kid and about, you know, marriage and all sorts of stuff. So, in a way, although I am there, I've got them all there with me. And to have my parents with me, who've both passed on now, sadly, you know, on stage, it's wonderful. It's like they're in my back pocket, you know, it's great.
Nice.
Has it changed then since you've been doing it? Have you found... But I wonder, because it's... I mean, obviously it's a tour and it's written.
Yeah.
Was there much heckling or that then came part of the show?
I don't allow heckling.
No, right.
In fact, I tell them they have to shut up right at the very beginning. Because we just haven't got time.
No.
It's not, you know,
it's
not
like
a conversation. It's a show. It's changed a little bit, but I took time to write it, and so I want to deliver it the way I've written it, really.
Yeah,
but I've only got 2 more nights of it in London, and then it has to go on a boat to Australia, because I'm in Australia with it next year.
What are the differences? You've performed out there before, but what are the differences? How are the Australians going to react to it? Are you changing any of the...
Well, some of the references I think I'll have to have a little look at. Some of the people that I might take the mick out of a little bit, I might have to find the Australian counterparts for. But otherwise, no, I think it's pretty much... Because it's my life. My life's my life, wherever I go.
And so that is based on your life. This isn't.
Yeah, that isn't.
This is the book. This is According to Yes. And this is about a girl called Rosie. She's sort of 30-something, primary school teacher, looking for an adventure.
There's nothing autobiographical in it.
Well,
I
mean, I don't know which bits to touch on, really.
Yes.
I mean, you did spend a bit of time in Manhattan yourself when you were younger, didn't you?
I did.
Because that's where she goes to for an adventure.
That's right. And I wanted to write about a girl from Cornwall going to Manhattan. That's the bit that's me, if you like.
Phew.
But I was much younger. I was 18 when I first went there. And I won a scholarship, and I was very lucky to go there. And I ran out of money when I was there, and I did a lot of babysitting to make some money.
Right.
So people did give me the keys to their apartment, and they did give me the charge of their children. This is me at 18 with no qualifications whatsoever. So that was very odd. But it meant that I was inside their lives. I heard all about their divorces, I heard about all their problems, and so I was really in the intimate inside of people's lives, and that's what I've written about in this book. I mean, this young woman does make a decision. She's running away from something a little bit, and she makes a decision on the plane that she's going to say yes to more things than she ever has done before. And when she gets to New York, she says yes to some things that perhaps she might have said no.
The whole family, essentially.
Well,
no spoilers, thank you.
But there is some saucy bits in it.
There are some saucy bits, without a doubt.
Where do you start writing a scene like that?
In the really lovely, juicy part of my head. It's quite a treat in a funny way.
Is it quite
I did get a little bit embarrassed by myself, and I did a very odd thing, which I don't really know why I did this, but I did shut the door. I write in an office on the side of my house, and, you know, I have my dog there, and the door is open because I'm nosy and I need to know what else is going on inside my house all day. And, you know, we've got one ear on the door and, you know, one ear on everything else that's happening. But I just thought, right, I better just shut the door. Why does that make it any different? Because hopefully thousands of people will read it.
So when you write something like that, do you start at one end of the spectrum?
Of course.
Do you start at one end of the spectrum, write it first of all, and then say, I need to rein that in a bit? Or do you...
Well, no. I mean, because there are some saucy scenes in this book, obviously, they're very different to each other. So because she's in different scenarios, I have to take myself there in my head. And at that moment, I think, right, well, this is the sort of thing that might happen there. This is a wonderful thing that could happen there. This is a frightening thing that could happen. This is a surprising thing. And I visit all of those things, and I kind of write notes, and then I narrow it all down. And when I'm right in the zone of it, that's when it's at its headiest.
Did you give it to people to read and they go, that's great?
No, my editor was the first person to read it, and I did say I haven't written it like this before. I haven't, you know, written this kind of stuff before. And although that's not everything that the book is, because the book is about this amazing character. She's very sunshiny and she's optimistic, and she changes their lives completely.
Would it be?
No, she didn't. She didn't.
Would it make a good movie?
Yes, I do think it would.
It would make a good movie.
I think it would, and I very definitely, as I was writing it, I can see it. I can see it all, and I know who should play Rosie, and I absolutely feel that it should be a movie. But you know, you have to wait for for that to happen. It's only just.
And talking movies, have we got you to thank for the Ab Fab movie?
Yes, you have.
I know. This was a bet that you had.
Me, actually,
thank you so much.
How much was the bet?
£100,000. she was saying she was going to write the Ab 5 film. I've heard this now for 7 years. And I said, do you really want to write? She said, yeah, I really should. I really ought to. And I said, right, OK, here we go. And we went back on air. And I said, right, I bet you £100,000 that you don't. But it's not a two-way bet. You either give me the script or £100,000 by this time next year. And when we were on the radio, she did hand me the script. May I add that she handed me a script, and I was very surprised by it because she's a massive procrastinator, Jen, as I know from great experience. And I looked through and I thought, oh, yeah, this actually looks like a script. It's the beginning of a script, but it's a good script. And then we came off the air and I looked thoroughly, and after page 35, it just said blah, 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 blah. So she hadn't actually finished it at that point, but I haven't called in on that money because she's done the movie and it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, well.